sede for en mispenicil. Ja, sede for en mispenicil. Ja, sede for en mispenicil.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode number 105 of the Two Metal for This podcast, the number one heavy metal podcast, according to the guy in the Godsmack shirt at the gas station. I am Jason, and with me, as always, is Justin Snyder, the Electric Spider.
Hey, that works. How's it going, everybody?
How is it going?
We got another good topic this week. You know, we're well away from Angry Elmo at this point, so nothing but good vibes coming. This one's fun.
Exactly. So if you can hear our voice right now, you're pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you.
You might be looking at our face, too, depending on where you're taking in this content.
So a few shout-outs this week.
Shout it out.
We want to shout out Jeff Zapita.
Hey, Jeff.
Bulldozer. Travis Baker.
Travis. All the way from he's in Germany right now, right?
Yep. Dennis Jaza.
Hey, Dennis.
John Shoemaker.
Hey, John.
Amos Mills.
Mr. Amos.
And Danny Leader.
Daniel. We'll see you soon.
We will. If we missed anybody, don't think it was intentional. We miss stuff. We're humans, but we appreciate each and every one of you.
For humans, we're not AI.
We are not. Not yet.
AI has not taken over yet.
That happens at episode 200. We're not quite ready for that yet.
Stay tuned for the AI
The
version.
AI is being trained right now. It's already learned to hate on hardcore music, so Justin's AI is ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah. My AI is okay. It just hates Stoner Doom and Mushroom Head.
And Mushroom Head, yeah.
And Melvin's. Duct tape bananas. Anyways, we got a cool episode for you this week. Really one of the second part, I guess you would say, to one of the most fun episodes we've ever done, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing TMFT Fest Part 2.
Nice. It's completely fantasy. Before we even get into it, this is not real yet.
Not real, yeah. I wish it was real. When you guys hear this lineup, I think you'll be pretty stoked as well. So
maybe one day you guys will entrust us with doing this in the real world.
That would
would
be
love it.
A dream come true for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, here's Justin with the news.
Fit for an Autopsy's new album, titled The Nothing That Is, will be released October 25th. And they also announced a headline tour to support the album with Body Snatcher, Distant, Silosis, and Judiciary in support. It starts October 18th in Worcester, ends November 17th in New Haven. Crowbar will head out on tour with Morbid Visions in support starting November 5th in Houston, and it wraps up November 29th in New Orleans. 1984 also seen the release of the cult classic movie This Is Spinal Tap, and director Rob Reiner says the sequel should finally be released in early 2025. Much of the original cast will reprise their roles for the sequel. And Butcher Babies have parted ways with founding vocalist Carla Harvey. No replacement has been announced. That's it for the news this week. It was pretty slow, but there are a lot of shows going on, so get out there and see your favorite bands and stay metal.
All right, everyone. It's that time.
It is.
It is time for the second annual TMFT Fest. And we wish it was real, but it's not.
Yeah, we will stress that again. This is not a real lineup. We tried to make it real as possible, but it is not actually happening. So don't spread this around like it's a real festival and get people all pissed off and excited for no reason. You can spread it around and say you wish you would see this, and maybe it'll happen one day, but
Yeah, when you see it, you're probably going to wish it's real. So it's okay to share it and say, man, this is like my dream festival.
yeah.
That's okay.
So, a lot of times when people do these lineups, they just become pure fantasy. It's like all the best bands in the world get piled up into a festival, and something like that would never, ever actually happen. You're not going to have Metallica and System of a Down and fucking Slayer and Rage Against the Machine and Rammstein all on the same day. That shit's just never going to happen. We wanted to do this more realistic and place these bands where they would actually be billed and not some overstacked lineup. So we actually put a cap on our main stage headliner of only 3 million. Did we do 3 million or 4 million? It's somewhere in that range.
We did 3 million for this.
3 million monthly listeners on Spotify. And we went from there with the rest of the bands becoming progressively smaller. And we know that's not like a perfect gauge, but it's the only kind of unbiased way we had of capping this festival and the size that it would be. We weren't thinking of this of some massive thing like Rockville or Download. It's more of a mid-size 2-day festival, 2-stage setup where the stages would be side by side. So there's no overlap. You'd be able to see every single band if you really wanted to. I mean, at some point you're going to have to go to the bathroom and eat, but
don't eat in the bathroom though. That's gross.
I mean, you might have to in order to see all these bands because we know you're going to want to. We did do, like I said, 2 stages, 6 bands per stage. We each got 1 day. Jason got the Sunday lineup. I got the Saturday lineup. And so when I go down these, I'm going to go back and forth between the stages in the order that they would actually play. So we'll start with the opening band of the entire weekend of the festival. And I'm going with Spirit World, Western Death Thrash from Las Vegas. I believe that's what Bobby called them, right? Western Death Thrash or something like that.
Called a Mexican death.
Mexican
Thrash.
Death Thrash. There you go.
I love how you're emphasizing the thrash.
Thrash.
It's not a Mexican death rash.
I didn't want to say rash.
That would also be hard, but a different kind of hard.
Spirit World's one of our favorite discoveries, though, since starting this podcast, and I think it's just an absolutely fitting way to open up the 2024 festival.
I do think it's very fitting that be the opening band because, as we talked about recently on episode 100, that was one of the bands that all 3 of us vibed with when Bobby was still here. So, yeah, absolutely.
Spirit World opens up the second stage. The main stage, we're going to go over there and we're going to open up with Dark Divine, a.k.a. Motionless in Light, as we like to call them. They're a really good up-and-coming metalcore, horrorcore band, whatever you want to call it, from Orlando, so they're somewhat local to us. They had one of my top 6 albums of 2023, so I'd love to see them here open up on the main stage.
Motionless in Light.
Motionless in Light. And
Playing while it's still light outside.
It will still be light. They'll probably be better seen in the dark, though. I imagine they do lots of lights and stuff, but we're not playing inside, so I'm sorry, guys. Next up on stage 2 is Crystal Lake, metalcore all the way from Tokyo. This is a band that, I don't know, have we ever even brought them up on the podcast? Maybe in like they're on this tour.
Just a news segment or something,
I don't think we have any other way. But I recently got into them, and I haven't found a single song that I dislike from this band, so I'd love to see them here at TMFT Fest. Back to the main stage, I'm going to put Vended out there. They're classified as new metal, but I think they're more groove metal, and they're from Iowa. We all know where they came from, but we don't really need to talk about that. Don't sleep on these guys. They have their own identity, even though they sound a lot like their fathers. They're very impressive live, too. We seen them last year with, was it last year or earlier this year? I think it was last year with, was that Of Mice and Men and Bullet for My Valentine?
Yep.
And they were great, man. They had the whole crowd moving, a high energy show. Great band here, especially in the opening hot hours of the day.
Right. And like you said, they're standing on their own at this point. I think we can all quit calling them the Sons of, and we can start saying that they're fucking Vended.
Dude, it bothers me when all the news articles say that. It's like,
I get it at the beginning.
Yeah, but at this point,
they've proven themselves. And
Yeah.
when I saw them live, that was all I needed to know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Stage 2 gets the return of one of the founders of deathcore with All Shall Perish. It's been a long time, but they have returned on different festival appearances this year, and they would be a perfect warm-up for what's coming later on this stage, which you will find out here in a minute.
Definitely.
Orbit Culture are next up on the main stage. They're Swedish melodic death metal, and these dudes absolutely bring it. They are one of the best live performances I've seen over the last year, and I've seen them twice. They stole the show both times. They are my top album of 2023, plus they put on a perfect 6 killer EP earlier this year. They're absolutely on fire. Orbit Culture is one of my favorite current bands.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about them is they appeal to a lot of different types of metal listeners because you have a lot of traditional metal elements in there. You got like the Scandi melodic death metal stuff in there. You got the techie Fear Factory stuff in there. Like, it's a good mix.
It is. They're fucking great. If you don't know Orbit Culture already, go ahead and check them out. While She Sleeps comes over to stage 2 next. They're metalcore from England. So we're going all over the world, actually, for my lineup. I didn't realize that, but pretty cool.
Hope you got a lot of money.
It's another band that I recently got into, and I happened to see them at Rockville, where they brought an incredible energy. 2 of the guitar players got into the pit, and they performed right in the middle of it as everybody ran around them. Really cool moment. The lead singer got up on top of the crowd and did, part of the performance from there too, which was pretty cool. There's lots of interaction. They keep the crowd moving, man. It's what you want at a festival. So back over at the main stage, we get some legends. Machine Head hit the stage. Groove, thrash, heavy metal, whatever the hell you want to call them. They've been doing it for 30 plus years, and they're as tight as ever live. I've never seen a bad Machine Head performance, and I think I've seen them like 10 or 11 times at this point.
Agreed. And they were one of the earliest metal bands that I saw. I saw them in the jumpsuit, spiky blonde hair era.
God.
And they were still awesome.
You go back and look at that, and it's like, how is that the same band? Like, I like those albums, but just from a look standpoint, it's like you could tell the record label took over, and it was like, hey, you need to look like Limp Bizkit right now. And it's like, they're like, I guess.
Yep.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, look up Burning Red or Supercharger era Machine Head pictures, and you'll get a good laugh.
Absolutely.
So back over to the second stage, we're going to get to the main support band right now. Right below the headliner, I'm going to put Lorna Shore. They are one of the kings of modern deathcore, and they will play the entire Pain Remains album at this show.
I'm not sure we ever talked about that band on the show before.
I don't think we have either.
Did you guys know about Lorna Shore?
My nose is getting longer.
You're gonna find out.
Yeah, Lorna Shore's a fucking killer, man. Like, I'd like to hear a new album come out sometime soon, but I don't think it's in the picture right now. They're just touring nonstop. So, yeah, Pain Remains. Let's hear the whole album. Why not? Gonna go back over to the main stage for the support band. For the headliner, it's Ice Nine Kills, metalcore, horrorcore, whatever the hell you want to call it, out of Boston. Time to bring out the huge stage show. Pretty much everybody else on this tour is just fucking get down, fucking play metal. Let's get some stage show shit going on. Ice Nine Kills is out there. And it'll be dark by this point. You'll get everything. You'll get at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, roughly.
And that's what people want under the lights. Once the lights hit, it's time. It's time for the bands to bring the big stage show.
Yep, you need more of that.
So Ice Nine is perfectly placed there, I think.
And then we're going to venture back over to stage 2, where I will put Slaughter to Prevail as the headliner. Now, longtime listeners may ask, why am I putting them over Lorna Shore? I know I've said numerous times Lorna Shore is the current kings of modern deathcore. I even kind of alluded to it just a minute ago. But something kind of happened over the last few months, and Slaughter has absolutely taken off. The Rockville performance may have been my favorite moment of the entire weekend. And recently, their wall of deaths have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger to the point to where many believe they may have set the record for the biggest wall of death ever at France's Hellfest. This band has a lot of hype behind them right now, and they probably have a new album dropping later this year. And that's why I'm putting Slaughter to Prevail to close out the second stage and prove why they are now leading the pack. Sorry, Lorna, they've passed you. I love you both. Yeah. New England Hardcore and Metal Festival has them also headlining their Saturday for those who may think this is crazy. I mean, other festivals that are really happening are doing this right now. So
yeah, it's not crazy. They also headlined I believe it was Sunday at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Yeah.
No, this is where they belong at this point, and it's Alex Terrible. Alex is what's happening.
Yeah, he's out there wrestling.
The guy is
fucking
captivating. Like, everybody is just intrigued by this guy. So
bears and tigers and oh my,
he's a fucking rock star.
Alex. So finally we get to Saturday's main stage headliner, and it's Parkway Drive. Metalcore from Australia. How many fucking countries did I hit? England, Japan, Australia, Russia, the United States, even Florida. It's its own country, right?
You got more than me.
So, hey, we went all over the place for this, but, you know, Parkway, bring on the full pyro show, bring on the spinning drum kit. They will close out the night proper. I seen them support Motionless at Scranton Metal Fest last year, and both bands were great. Motionless has actually gotten too big to fit into our category here, or our criteria for a festival. They've gotten a little too big, so
criteria.
I went ahead and grabbed Parkway Drive to close it out, and I think they'll do it proper. So just to recap, because that can be kind of confusing, my second stage is opening with Spirit World. Then we got Crystal Lake, All Shall Perish, While She Sleeps, Lorna Shore, and Slaughter to Prevail, headlining that second stage. And the main stage is Dark Divine, Vended, Orbit Culture, Machine Head, Ice Nine Kills, and Parkway Drive. That's my Saturday.
That's one hell of a Saturday.
I mean, I don't know when I would ever go to the bathroom or eat, but, you know, maybe I'd get out a water bottle and pee in it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you can't fill the water bottle, so you just got to keep recycling at that point.
Maybe you drink the water at that point?
That's what I mean.
Everybody.
Just recycle it. Keep it rolling.
But if you think Saturday's good, we still got Sunday left. Jason, what you got on store for us?
All right, so I'm going to follow the same flow that Justin did. I'm going to start with the opening band on the second stage and then move to the opening band on the main stage. So kicking off your Sunday is going to be a band called Spite. Spite. Nothing like some straight up evil sounding deathcore to get your blood flowing early in the day and get that pit moving. If you haven't heard Spite, they are the root of all evil. You should definitely check them out.
Definitely.
At TMFT Fest.
It'll definitely wake the crowd up.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be there yet, though, because you come to festivals later.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened last time. I guess if we're the promoters, we got to be there. So I'll get to see them this time.
Yeah.
So opening up the main stage is going to be Many Eyes. What's that? No one knows who the fuck that is?
Hey.
Well, it's Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die.
There you go.
And in my mind, they belong much higher on this bill, but this is realistically where they would be. Just like the other half of Every Time I Die, Better Lovers, they are repaying their dues at this point and starting over. So this is where they would be. But this is around the time that they're probably going to be dropping an album and starting to hit that touring circuit. So I think this could be a very real possibility.
If we did this tour, it would be in October, by the way, so the weather would be pretty fucking nice here in Florida.
Perfect. All right, jumping back to the second stage now, we got Code Orange. If you've never seen these dudes live, they're really big on crowd engagement and feedback. And if you weren't awake before, they're going to get you moving and keep you on their toes with their weird song arrangements and random dropouts. And they might even throw a ballad in there for you and get you singing.
Maybe.
It just might. And then pivoting back over to the main stage, second band on the main stage is Silosis. We just talked about these guys on the Groove Metal episode.
Yes, we did.
Man, it feels like it was only a few minutes ago. But you know what you're going to get here, especially if you listen to that episode. You're getting heavy riffs, you're getting breakdowns, you're getting crowd sing-alongs. It's everything that you paid for.
Yeah.
Come and enjoy yourself. Back to the second stage, we got Make Them Suffer.
Make them suffer.
All the way from down under. From Australia with Parkway Drive.
There you go.
Justin and I had the privilege of seeing this band also at Scranton Apocalypse last year, and they did not disappoint. They actually ended up being one of my favorite shows of that fest.
Were they the opening band? Or was there a band before them?
I think there was a band before them, but I can't remember who it was.
It's been almost a year ago. We're old guys.
They were definitely very early in the day.
They were. It was a great show, though.
So they're going to bring you some big deathcore heaviness juxtaposed against the clean singing of their keyboard/guitar player.
Oh, yeah, I remember the
Alex
guitar.
Reed. Good stuff.
Yes,
A little bit of
yes.
something for everyone
Nice.
there. And then back to the main stage, we got Currents coming up next. This band is one of the fastest rising metalcore bands in the scene and one of the ones that actually has some serious chops.
Mm-hmm.
If the Florida heat hasn't beat them to it, Currents is coming to melt your face. And then back to the second stage. The fourth band of the day is All That Remains.
Hey, got some legends here.
With a new record dropping this year, All That Remains is primed to make a pretty big comeback. Not that they ever really went anywhere, but they haven't put out an album since their founding guitar player, Ollie Herbert, passed away. Now, with Jason Richardson on the guitar, they're ready to shred again. I don't want to miss that one.
I can't wait for this album. It's going to be good.
And then back to the main stage, the fourth band is going to be Whitechapel.
Mm-hmm. More deathcore.
So this year...
There's a lot of core in this festival.
Definitely.
TMFT core.
Yeah, so this year's actually going to be my first time seeing this band live, but I have no doubt that they're going to put on an epic live show. They're working on new material right now that's supposed to be the heaviest since their second album.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see. And we're getting into the direct support for the headliners. So on the second stage, we got Wage War coming up next.
Nice.
And these dudes have been on a steady rise for the past few years. Don't show any signs of slowing down. They're one of the biggest metalcore bands out there right now, and they have songs for everyone.
Yeah, if you're unfamiliar, go check out our discography on them.
They will bring in the Octane crowd, and they'll bring in the OG metalcore fans.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to find something to like.
Yeah, they won over the bulldozer.
Absolutely.
It's not easy to do.
Unlike this next band that might be a little bit polarizing, and you might wonder why they're so far up on the lineup.
Elmo!
So you could argue that Wage War should be in the spot where this band is.
Nope. I won't.
But right now, I think that Knocked Loose has more momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they played Coachella gives them the edge in my book and puts them in this slot direct support for the headliner. Get ready, like Justin said, for heavy metal Elmo to scream at you like an angry teenager that you just told to clean his room.
Arf, arf. Look, I'm not a fan of this band. I'm not, but like I 100% support this decision. I said on the Knock Loose discography, if I had a festival, I'd put them on there. You put them on there for us. Like, this band's important. Like, they really are. So,
yeah, they're important. And I mean, I haven't seen a hardcore band be able to make these types of moves and get into the mainstream since Hatebreed.
And Hatebreed could have been bigger, but I feel like Justin chooses not to be bigger.
Yeah.
Like he likes being. Why don't we have Hatebreed on this festival, by the way?
Well, I didn't put them on here because I tried not to repeat things from the first one too much.
Fair.
There are a few, but they can't be avoided.
Yeah.
But yeah, I specifically avoided Hatebreed for that reason.
We love you, Hatebreed.
Yeah, they were already on the first festival.
Yeah.
But Knocked Loose, yeah, they're doing big things for the hardcore scene. And somehow, like we said, they're bringing in people that usually don't listen to heavy music. And somehow Knocked Loose is your entry point. I don't know what's wrong in your brain, but I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the party.
For sure.
Enjoy fucking TMFT Fest, seeing Knocked Loose with a full stage show under the lights. I got to see them with the full stage show headlining recently. And it did not disappoint. It certainly did not look like a hardcore band on the stage when you saw the setup.
At this point of the night, they'll have at least an hour, so maybe an hour and a half. But long set.
So headlining the second stage is the almighty Kill Switch Engage.
There you go.
Without this band, half of the bands on this festival wouldn't even exist, at least not in their current state.
More core.
I have seen this band more times than I can remember, and they've only gotten better with age. Just get ready for an epic performance by the metalcore goats.
I can't argue at all. That's fucking great.
And then,
But who do we close with?
closing the entire festival out will be the band that I think is the modern equivalent of Slayer. Justin may not agree with that particular statement.
No, actually, I do agree. We can get into this as you go on.
The masters of modern groove metal, Lamb of God.
Mhm.
I personally can't think of a better way to close out this weekend. They're going to ruin you and leave you laid to rest, face down in a ditch. But don't worry, we'll have a vigil for you afterwards so that you won't be forgotten.
How long did you work on that wordplay?
Anyways, sorry about that. Either way, though, once they play Redneck, I'm sure you'll jump right back to life like a resurrection, man. This is great.
No, I do agree with that though, because so I didn't like Randy's vocals at first. His vocals grew on me over time, and I absolutely Lamb of God's one of my favorite bands. Period. End of story. But like, they never reached the level of Slayer for whatever reason. I don't know why. They opened for Pantera and stuff like that, which makes it possible for them to be on this festival. Because if they were as big as Slayer, they wouldn't be on this festival. But yeah, I mean, they are the modern Slayer, just a little bit smaller.
Yeah, but
and more talented, in my opinion.
I think all they're waiting on is Slayer to go away, like for real.
Yeah, I mean, potentially.
As long as the Slayer's out there doing stuff, we haven't made room for these bands to slide into those biggest spots yet.
That's why some of the old dinosaurs need to just not be on the festivals anymore. Let the younger bands, or at least the bands 20 years and around there, start to headline them. And if you notice our lineup, there's nobody old on this lineup, really. So Lamb of God's one of the oldest bands we have. Lamb of God and Killswitch, to be honest. So Parkway's pretty old now, but still it's around that 20-year mark. So that's what I want to see out of festivals.
Yep, I agree. I mean, it's a new generation. Like, why is Motley Crue headlining our festivals?
Or AC/DC, and that's no disrespect to these bands by any means. Like, you can still go have your shows. You can go fill, the Texas Stadium and things like that. But like, do you really need to be on festivals anymore? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we need some younger festivals out there. So
yeah, and in general, the when you look at the lineups of the festivals overall, they're embracing a lot of new styles of music that previously wouldn't have been included. I mean, bands like Knocked Loose and Lorna Shore that were traditionally too heavy for these types of festivals. But at what point are we going to start getting some of these types of bands into the headliner slots?
this is the only genre of music that does this with the legacy acts. Like every other genre moves them off and they do their own thing. They do their own shows, and that's perfectly fine. People that want to see that, go see that. The festivals should be more of a younger crowd, man. No disrespect.
Yeah, we got to work on bringing in the younger people.
So to recap, what was your stages?
So overall, on the second stage, we're going to start the day with Spite, and then we're going to move into Code Orange, followed by Make Them Suffer, and then All That Remains, Wage War as direct support, followed by the almighty Kill Switch Engage.
All That Remains, Wage War, and Kill Switch. Like that's, if you like metalcore, what more can you ask for right there?
And then the main stage is going to kick off with Many Eyes, and we're going to go into Silosis, followed by Currents. Then we got Whitechapel in the fourth spot. Knocked Loose as direct support. I know, come at me in the comments, it's all right. And Lamb of God headline in this stage.
I don't know when that would be. I might just be in the pit.
You'll pee during Knocked Loose.
No, I wouldn't, because like I seen them at Scranton and I liked it live. There's a lot of bands that I like live that I just don't like on recorded music, and Knocked Loose is apparently one of them.
You could pee during Many Eyes, but that won't do you much good because you'll still have the whole day left after that.
Yeah. I don't know how people rail sit, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, fuck.
I'm assuming they're dehydrated because Amy and I did it at Livestock many, many years ago, and I don't even remember drinking anything. We had to have. I'm sure we had water.
So
But we never left and went to the bathroom the entire day.
that's our tentative plan for Knotfest, to get as close as we can for Slipknot, because we couldn't during Rockville. I don't know. I have a child-sized bladder. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
That's my problem too.
But I can always say I'm going back to the pit and just find my way back up.
How bad do you want to be up there?
I really want to be up there.
Just piss yourself. Just go, man.
We're going to see Slipknot
Just go.
in the jumpsuits in Iowa for the 25th anniversary. But we're distracting. This is about TMFT Fest, and there's no Slipknot on here. Our headliners are Lamb of God and Killswitch and Parkway and Slaughter to Prevail. What do you guys think? Would you come to this festival? I would. Of course I would. Jason would.
We'll have to be there. But yes, I would pay to go see this festival for sure. I happen to think, and I'm biased because we created this thing. To me, this is the best festival lineup I've seen this year.
Well, and it's not, and as I mentioned in the opener, it's logical. It's not like some fantasy shit that could never fucking happen. Like, these bands are built exactly where they would be for the most part. And this would work. This could happen. This is realistic.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you.
So when you comment, don't tell us that Slipknot or Bad Omens or somebody should be the headliner. That wasn't the direction we went here.
They're too big.
We can't afford those people, and This is not that type of festival. We want to mainly promote the up-and-comers, but we brought in some bigger acts to bring people in to see those people. So
Gotta have the headliners, too. If you ever want to see us really do this, best way to do that, like and subscribe, buy the merch, support us. We have goals out there. We want to make this a reality one day. Help us out if you like it.
Give us an old-fashioned. Don't do that. I'm just kidding.
But drop your festival in the comments, too. I'm curious to see what some people could come up with.
Yeah, use the same criteria, though. Keep it to just 12 bands per day, and let us know what you come up with.
6 on each stage. The maximum for your headline stage is 3 million subscribers or 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and just kind of work your way down from there.
But yeah, I'd be super excited to see what you guys out there, like, what would be the bands you picked if you had an opportunity to do that. It would give us some insight into what everybody listens to and what everybody likes.
I'll say this too, if you start looking up how many people actually listen to each band, you might be surprised on certain things.
Definitely.
So it's a lot of fun though. I'm glad you guys were here for TMFT Fest 2024. Again, it's just a fantasy, but let's make it a reality one day.
All right, everyone. That is our episode for this week.
That's it. That was fun.
Hopefully you enjoyed the TMFT lineup. Let us know if this is a festival that you would want to attend.
Yeah.
Which bands would you remove and which bands would you put in their place? But more importantly, why? And how can you justify putting them in that particular place?
That's the hard part.
All the things that we thought about when we put this together. So let us know your picks, but also justify them. Let us know why they belong there.
Yep.
If you have not already, we're trying to get this YouTube channel up and going. So please start out by going to 2metalforthis.com. That's where you can find all the links to our social medias and the link to our YouTube. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we're dropping a new episode.
Punch it right in the face.
Hit that bell.
And then go check out our merch. Pick up some merch.
Check out the TMFT merch.
If you post it on social media and tag us, we might send you a sticker. Be on the lookout.
If the Electric Spider is your favorite person on this show,
there is an Electric Spider shirt.
A shirt.
There's the Jason the Nameless shirt too.
There's it. Yeah, I mean, if you want that kind of thing,
there's all kinds of shirts.
It's there. I don't know if anyone will ever buy either of those, but they're there. Go check them out. Like, actually, not saying this because this is our podcast. Like, we have a wider variety of designs than most people do. So go check it out.
They're really nice quality shirts too. It's not your cheap shit. So
Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to be revisiting another topic that was a really fun one.
Yeah.
That it seemed like a lot of people really liked. So we're going to be talking about the top 6 cover songs.
Nice.
Part 2. And we'll be bringing in a special guest for that episode.
Yes, we will. It's been over 100 episodes since we talked about cover song top 6. So it'd be cool to dive back into it. I have tons of them. I could do many, many episodes about cover songs. I love them.
Yeah, we could make this a whole cover podcast where we just only talk about cover songs.
We could, but let's not.
We could go like 2 months straight where we only talked about covers of Enter Sandman and Paint It Black.
Probably,
and
yeah.
we wouldn't run out of stuff to talk about.
True story. True story.
But anyways, that is it for this week.
That's it.
Until next week.
Until.
Keep it metal. And when someone falls down in that pit, you fucking pick them up.
Pick 'em up.